Yes, where is applause? Ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds for Daniel. Come on, Daniel. I'm impressed. Come on, punch, dance, do what you want, what you can, what you love, Daniel. Last 15 seconds. Jedziemy, jedziemy, moi drodzy. Jeszcze 5 minut do finału. Okay. Wait a minute, music stop. Music stop. Okay. Second athletes. It's time for you. Your 30-second different type of music. All right? Troszeczkę inna muzyka. Uwaga, uwaga. Jedziemy.
A very warm welcome indeed on day 5 of the World Games 2017 from Wrocław in Poland, and a session of finals action in trampoline and acrobatic gymnastics. You're going to see action in the men's synchronized trampoline before we move on to the acrobatic gymnastics women's pairs and mixed pairs. So there's the start list for the men's trampoline final. The USA, Denmark, China, Ukraine, France, Portugal, Japan and the Russian Federation. Those are the 8 that made it through qualification from 10. And they will have just one routine to secure a place on the podium here at the World Games. So that, plus the women's pairs and mixed pairs in acrobatic gymnastics. We'll see 3 medal events decided here today at the Centennial Hall in Wrocław. The Wrocław Games as a whole has also featured aerobic and rhythmic gymnastics. Those took place earlier in the Games programme. The Russian Federation's Averina twins dominated the rhythmic events, with Arina taking 3 of the 4 available golds and Sister Dina taking the remaining 1. The aerobic competition was much more varied. Though the Russian Federation won the aerobic step, the mixed pairs was won by Spain, the aerobic dance by reigning world champions, the Republic of Korea, and there were golds for the People's Republic of China in the groups and Japan in the trios. I'm not sure that he was one of the medalists, but you never know, do you? Pretty good in the cartwheel, I would say. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this wonderful Centennial Hall. Hasn't seen anything quite like this, though, the gymnastics programme here at the World Games. It was built back in 1913, this lovely high dome building. Just catch a glimpse of it there on your screens. And the fans are in great spirits.
Olivia, ladies and gentlemen, for Olivia.
Now you see the logo, Wrocław 2017, these 10th World Games, and the first to take place here in Poland. Wrocław has a population of over 600,000. It's in the southwest corner of Poland, and it's a very, very old city indeed. Traces its origins back to the 1170s, some will say way before that. Some say it takes its name from Duke Wratislaus I of Bohemia. And what about the origins of the sports that we're going to see? Well, trampoline gymnastics has been a part of the Olympic programme since Sydney 2000, but it has a very dear place as well at the World Games. The Olympics is solely for individual competition. The World Games has much more of a focus on the men's and women's synchro, but added to that, we do have the exciting double mini trampoline and the thrilling men's and women's tumbling competitions. All of that is to come. Let's just get on with enjoying tonight's men's synchro competition first. There are the 2 trampolines, and there will be 8 pairs of gymnasts giving their very best to secure the gold. The dominant pairing in trampoline gymnastics in men's synchro, Dong Dong and Tu Xiao of the People's Republic of China didn't have the easiest of qualification experiences. They had to abort the second routine early, ended up with 79.1 a total score. They were the lowest qualifiers. So how rattled has that made them coming into a competition that everyone would expect them to win? Well, we're going to find out in a moment, aren't we? Here come the gymnasts. And the pairs in this men's synchro trampoline competition here at the World Games of 2017.
And these are tonight's finalists. The United States.
Now the first to go will be the United States of America. Jeffrey Gluckstein, Alexei Shostak. Denmark, Benjamin Kjær, Lucas Chung. The People's Republic of China with Tu Xiao and Dong Dong. Ukraine with Mykola Prostorov and Dmitro Byedyevkin. France, the duo of Joshua Farou and Alain Boitou. Portugal represented by Diogo Ganchinho and Diogo Abreu. For Japan, Takato Nakazono, Yamato Ishikawa.
And the Russian Federation.
And finally the Russian Federation, Dmitry Ushakov and Andrei Yudin. So the gymnasts will have a touch warm-up here. That's a small period of contact with the apparatus just to run through a few last bits and pieces. Free routine here in the final. Free choice of skills. But the judges are very much looking for certain things that the gymnasts have to demonstrate. They've got to have, as is always the case in gymnastics, high execution and high difficulty, but they also need to have synchronization here, which is assessed by how far out they are in the landings. You want to be listening for a single tapping sound as the gymnasts hit the bed of the trampoline, and you don't want to be hearing a sort of tap-tap sound. Nicely exemplified there in the first warm-up. You'll also see, as you look at the trampoline itself, markings on it. And those are really important in the judges' evaluation. In the very centre there is an area, square area with a cross in it. And if the gymnasts land in there, that is absolutely bang on. It's where they should be. If they start to deviate a little bit forwards, you can see two small rectangles forwards and backwards. That's a 0.1 deduction every time they make their way into there. Go out further forwards and further to the side, and you're looking at a 0.2 deduction. Then you'll see as well, in the very corner of the trampoline, 4 corners. There are 4 little squares. Those carry a 0.3 deduction every time the gymnasts step into those. So it's anything between a 0.1 and 0.3 deduction that's possible. Of course, you can just entirely dismount from the apparatus completely. That's what happened to the People's Republic of China for Dong Dong. Can happen to the best of them, can't it? So they want a nice little secure warm-up here. One of the awful things about the synchronized competition is that if your partner dismounts the apparatus, that's the routine done. You can't carry on and pick up any further scores. The gymnasts are only credited for what they complete. They're not allowed to take an intermediate bounce in between their skill elements. Once they start, they are going until they're done. And if you dismount the trampoline or you don't land something properly, that's not counted. So only complete 2 of the 10 skills required, and you'll only get marked for those 2 skills. It can lead to, and frequently does lead to, real drama in a synchro trampoline final. These warm-ups oh so important for the gymnast. You can see the safety mats out there, both the mats forward and back of the trampoline, but to the side as well, the spotters, the coaches getting ready to quickly provide assistance. If their gymnast is in any danger at all, they'll quickly slide that mat in. It will be a safety decision because it does bring to an immediate end the routine. The judges will want to see the arms straight down by the sides. They'll want to see the tucks really full. They want to see the kick-outs at the top of the skill elements. The highest point really sharp and secure. Obviously the judge is looking for height as well. When the body is piked, the thighs need to be right up close to the upper body. And the feet and legs kept together with the feet and toes pointed. Portugal now are having their touch warm-up. And it's the classic gymnastics dilemma here. How much do you layer the difficulty at the possible expense of the synchronization mark and, of course, at the possible expense of completing the routine? There's the added pressure here of it being a World Games final. We will have medalists decided in a very short space of time because these are brief routines. Not as brief as the passes that gymnasts have on the double mini trampoline and in tumbling. They certainly are brief. Japan, the penultimate duo to have a touch warm-up. And this horizontal displacement, the marks on the trampoline that account for the horizontal displacement score, are very much a new feature of the Code of Points. It's something that the 2017 Code of Points has sought to clarify. There's a real emphasis on that now in all trampoline competition. This is the last warm-up. It's the Russian Federation, Dmitry Ushakov, Andrei Yudin. And then we're going to get on with competition here in the men's synchronized trampoline final. Gymnasts performed 2 routines in their qualification. A routine with some compulsory elements and then a more free routine, but it's just the one routine in the final. And what that means is that in the qualification there is sometimes a chance to recover if it doesn't go according to plan. But you don't have that opportunity here in the final. Once it's done, it's done. The reigning champions from Cali 2013 are the Chinese pair of Dong Dong and Tu Xiao. So they have got a lot of pressure on them, as have these two, the first to go in the final, Jeffrey Gluckstein, Alexei Shostak. It is the United States of America that will begin this synchronized trampoline final. Gymnasts take time to settle themselves. They get time to get their synchronization right, and then they give a signal when they're going to begin the routine. Could be coming to an end pretty quickly here. It's a quick recovery. They're living dangerously, the US. Oh, goodness me. They got through that. That was some tense stuff from the United States of America. There were moments there where they went very close to the edge of the trampoline bed. They got through it. And so important to just go through clean as the first in a final. They were the gymnasts who had to set the standard for everyone else. And that's the difficult thing.
Choose their own difficulty. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the single most important competition.
Slow motions can sometimes be cruel on the synchronization score. Let's hope the judges are not. They look pretty relaxed now, the Americans. So we await the score of the USA. A very intense looking coach there in the centre, staring at the place where the scores are going to appear. Gluckstein and Shostak.
First read the results of Jeffrey Gluckstein and Alexei Shostak.
So a little bit of time here for this one to come in as Denmark are getting ready. And that is certainly common. Judges have to ensure they've given credit to everything, and the score is in. It's a 49.15 for the US, 17.2 their synchronization score, a 15.4 difficulty.
Here's Denmark with Benjamin and Lucas Chung.
Benjamin Kjaer, Lucas Chung, qualified with a total score of 58.1. They were very far down there. They are young, these competitors. Just lost the synchronization right at the very end there, most noticeably, but I think they'll be pleased with that display. Okay, just 18 years of age and Chung 17, so this is a great learning experience for them as gymnasts. They've gone securely through this routine, so the first two have made it through without any real difficulties. And all this, of course, will ask questions, particularly of the next duo, who had their problems in qualifying. Establishing that strong position in the kick-out is really important in trampoline gymnastics. Keeping the toes nicely pointed.
For their exercise in this final.
The legs come apart if the toes are not pointed. There are opportunities for little deductions here and there. 47.65 for Denmark. They are in second position. Higher synchronization mark than the USA, but much lower on the difficulty, 13.6 to 15.4. Tu Xiao and Dong Dong of the People's Republic of China had a nervy experience in the qualification, 79.1. Certainly not their finest display, but what now from the top duo? They are the reigning world champions and the reigning world games champions. Just taking time here. The gymnasts can take time before they start the routine, but that's interesting. That's the first time we have seen in either the qualification or the final anyone stop and restart their preparation bounces. Are they feeling the pressure here? So, preparation for their routine in this men's synchronized trampoline final. Tu Xiao and Dong Dong of the People's Republic of China. Will they get it right this time? Sometimes people don't look steady, favourites don't look steady, and then suddenly they just deliver it at the right time, don't they? Here we go. And after all that, that's what they produce. There's a bit of a moment of release of tension, of relief there when Tu Xiao and Dong Dong got through that routine. And there's so much difficulty in there. You'd expect the D score to be very strong indeed, along with the other scores for that matter. Isn't it funny? They didn't seem right in the qualification. They didn't seem right in the build-up. This is what makes people champions, what makes people winners of the biggest events of all. Is that they can suddenly just take a deep breath, shrug off the pressure and perform. There are places for deductions on the synchronization here and there, but offset against beautiful complexity, really striking complexity. And look at the difference now. Look at how relaxed they seem by comparison. They have a 51.25 coming in there. So it puts them in the lead at the moment. The United States are on 49.15 in the silver medal position. Denmark in the bronze, 47.65. But China have the lead for now. For Ukraine, Mykola Prostorov and Dmitro Biedyevkin. Qualified with an 86.45. Had a 50 in their second routine. Can they go a little bit further this time? Very enjoyable to watch. I think she found it enjoyable to watch as well. When the coach reacts strongly, it's very often a good sign. When the gymnasts react like that, it's very often a good sign. That was a persuasive case made by the Ukrainians. So, some pressure to be put on here. Still have France, Portugal, Japan and the Russian Federation to go. Tight positioning in the pike, secure in the tuck and looking pretty synchronized there. There will be opportunities for some deductions for displacement here and there, but other times they were bang in the center like that. 51.2, oh, that's close. They're just behind the People's Republic of China. It's 51.25 to 51.2. Very, very close indeed. Ukraine currently occupy the silver medal position. Joshua Farou, Alain Boatou of France. They hit a 49.6 in their second routine. Expect them to need to go a little bit beyond that. But at times during that you could hear that quite distinctive tap-tapping sound when the synchronization has just wandered astray. But it was otherwise secure. Latu, very young, only 18 years of age, Farou 23. France took a bronze at the last World Championships. That was with Sébastien Martini and Alain Morand. So these two wanting to make a real case for themselves as the French duo of choice.
Exciting evening is for Portugal, with finalists synchronized trampoline and a mixed pair in acrobatic gymnastics.
A lot of height generated. Sometimes the problem can be when one gymnast generates more height than the other. That's where the synchronization really is difficult to recover. They've got to make those split-second decisions about how to adjust. 50.25 for France. They're currently in the bronze medal position. It is Diogo Abreu of Portugal. They had a 91.35, which was a very strong qualification score, right up there. What they need to do here is have a routine that's got complexity in it whilst maintaining that synchronization. If they're going to get up and around the medals, it could be about to come to an end early. That's such a shame. Oh, you can see the disappointment, you can see the frustration there felt by the gymnast. Diogo Abreu immediately just put his head down. What a lovely response that is from the crowd here in the Centennial Hall. And you can see the cruelty of this sport, how difficult it is. How they would love to have that one again. Just one more chance. They came in so well positioned, they were elated after the qualification. But you know what they say in trampolining, 1 second you're up, the next you're down.
For Portugal, here's the score, 4.950.
4.95 for Portugal. They won't want to stare at that for too long. It's such a shame. They've really delighted people throughout the day. And Abreu is really hard to console right now. The People's Republic of China just ahead of Ukraine, France in the bronze at the moment. Takato Nakazono, Yamato Ishikawa of Japan. So a little bit of space now for others to impose themselves. Japan had a 50.8 in their second routine. Just 18 years of age, these two. It's a pressure moment here for Japan. It's plus 50.25 to get in the medal positions. Managed to get that synchronization back nicely there. Just gone again for a moment, albeit briefly. Very interesting. And we've got a real final developing now. Smile from the sidelines. Sense of positivity on the trampoline as they made their dismount there. What will the judges be thinking and feeling right now as they tot everything up?
That is the question now.
France, 50.25 for bronze. Ukraine, 51.2 for silver. The People's Republic of China, 51.25 for gold. Getting a little compact up there.
Waiting for the result of Japan and
just have the Russian Federation to go after this. Japan's score is in 50.55. They've moved France out of the bronze medal position. Guarantees medals for the People's Republic of China and for Ukraine. But to what extent? What colour? Dmitry Ushakov, Andrei Yudin of the Russian Federation. They're last to go. They had a 51.95 as their second routine. That would be good enough for gold here. Very close to the edge. Back in again. Oh, they're travelling a lot, and it's gone wrong. And that means, therefore, that the People's Republic of China have secured the gold. Didn't look quite right from the start there for Russia. There was a lot of movement, a lot of travelling across the apparatus. Well, they'll wait for the official confirmation for the score to come in, but the decision is clear. The People's Republic of China have defended their title to Xiao and Dong Dong. Ukraine have secured themselves a silver medal and Japan the bronze. Barring what would be some highly anomalous scoring. Such a shame. Good decision by the spotter to get the mat in there as the rotation was not complete. 16.35, it makes it official. The Russian Federation in its 7th place. And it confirms the gold for the People's Republic of China, the silver for Ukraine, and the bronze for Japan. Dong Dong and Tu Xiao defend their title from Cali in 2013. The Ukraine pick up the silver, Japan take the bronze. What a splendid final that was. These two came into the final with a little air of uncertainty around them, didn't they? And yet, even when they struggled with the warm-up bounces, you just wondered, is this going to be someone else's year? The answer, not in the slightest. Pressure handlers to the extreme, Dong Dong and Tu Xiao. Dong Dong has the full Olympic set, of course, at individual level. Gold from London, and bookended by that, the bronze in Beijing and the silver in Rio. They won their first synchro gold at the World Championships in Metz in 2010. They've won it 4 times since then, including the most recent in Denmark in 2015. So they still remain the people to beat. And what a story for the Japanese as well, for Nakazono and Ishikawa. It's a lovely moment for those 18-year-olds. But it's a greater moment for them, isn't it? The one time they looked really relieved was after it had all finished. Having a look back at the routine of Nakazono and Ishikawa. Japan took a bronze in 2001 at the World Games. And you can work out that these two had barely been born when that happened. The routine of Ukraine, of Mykola Prostorov and Dmytro Byedyevkin, the silver medalists. But here was the gold display. It was close, wasn't it? 51.25 to 51.2. They kept us guessing. Kept us guessing right until the last moment. And it is gold for the People's Republic of China and for the hugely experienced duo of Tu Xiao and Dong Dong. Smiles all round. Another gold for China. The victory ceremony in the men's synchro trampoline will be along very shortly, but there is also just the small matter of 2 more medal events. Acrobatic gymnastics will be our next focus, women's pairs and the mixed pairs competition. So I doubt very much that you'll be going anywhere to see the thrill of acrobatic gymnastics, something that you don't want to miss. If it's the first time you've seen acrobatic gymnastics, well, just as I said for aerobic, you'll be in for an absolute treat with this. Somebody once asked me, why is it called acrobatic gymnastics? I said, just watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awards ceremony for the World Games 2017 competition in men's synchronized trampoline will now begin. Panie i panowie, rozpoczynamy ceremonię medalową w trampolinie synchronicznej mężczyzn. Please welcome the medalists. Proszę, powitajmy medalistów.
The victory ceremony for the men's synchronized trampoline final here at the World Games of 2017 in Wrocław, Poland, the 10th World Games. And some delighted medalists are making their way out towards the podium. It's a little more stable a surface than they're used to standing on, but one that they will inhabit rather well, one that the gold medalists are very used to inhabiting.
Please welcome the award presenter. Powitajmy wręczającego nagrody. The bronze medal, silver and gold will be given by the president of the International Gymnastics Federation.
So Morinari Watanabe, the FIG president, will do the honours. He'll be rather delighted. There was a big smile there from the Japanese gymnast when he was announced. He'll be delighted to be presenting them with the bronze medal.
Representing Japan, brązowymi medalistami z Japonii są Nakazono, Takato and Ishikawa Yamato.
Takato Nakazono and Yamato Ishikawa were 2 years old last time Japan took a bronze in trampoline at the World Games. They're 18 years of age now, and how far will they go in this sport with a score of 50.55? They are the bronze medalists here in 2017.
Wymieniony zostali Prostorow Mikola i Diediewkin Mikro.
A first medal in men's synchro trampoline at the World Games for Ukraine, and it comes from Mykola Prostorov and Dmytro Biedievkin. They were 5th in the World Championships of 2015. Not happy with that, they decided to go a lot further at the World Games. They take the silver medal with a score of 51.2.
And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the gold medals representing People's Republic of China, czyli złotymi medalistami z Chin zostają Tu Xiao i Dong Dong. Wielkie brawa!
The gold standard in trampolining. They remain, after all these years, the duo to beat in the synchronized disciplines of this exciting sport. Tu Xiao, Dong Dong, the gold medalists for the People's Republic of China, to add to their extensive collection of medals, and they've defended their title from Cali in 2013, the multiple world championships that they have won, added to now by another gold at the World Games. Time for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China as we have a look at the medalists in the men's synchronized trampoline event.
Proszę, powstajmy do odegrania hymnu Chin.
The medalists in men's synchronized trampoline here at the World Games of 2017 in Wroclaw. Bronze to Takato Nakazono, Yamato Ishikawa of Japan. Silver to Ukraine, Mykola Prostorov, Dmytro Biedievkin. And gold to Tu Xiao and Dong Dong of the People's Republic of China. On to acrobatic gymnastics in just a moment, so please do stay with us. We're going to have the women's pairs first of all, but let's enjoy the moment of celebration for the medalists in men's synchro trampoline just a little bit more before that happens.
You are waiting for another acrobatic gymnastic.
If you enjoyed watching the qualification routines, the balanced and dynamic routines for acrobatic gymnastics, the difference you'll notice here in the final is there's just one routine. It's a combined routine with the best of the balance and dynamic elements. The USA, the Russian Federation, Belgium and Ukraine will go in that order. Just 4 have qualified from 6, so that means one pair here has to cruelly miss out from a women's pair medal at these World Games. In acrobatic gymnastics, the balance elements must demonstrate strength, balance, flexibility, agility. The transitions are really important between the balance elements. They've got to be held for 3 seconds, and those transitions must be secure and steady. No adjustment steps taken by the base gymnast.
One chance every 4 years at the World Games, and that's it.
And the dynamic elements must contain height, real sense of flight in those throws, and control in the catches. The gymnast mustn't be unnecessarily supported when they land by their partner. Might be a sense that the gymnast is holding somebody from falling as they make a landing.
And we are ready for the very first finalist of this women's air competition. United States with Emily Davis.
It's time to get underway in the acrobatic gymnastics competition, as the medals are going to be decided after a qualification session earlier in the day. And the United States of America will be the first to go. There will be 4 pairs in this final. Taking to the floor, Emily Davis, who's the top, Aubrey Rossilier at the base. Just lost the steadiness of that. That was a shame. Didn't quite have the control. Now can they get it back? Lots of wobbles, but into the handstand. Working over into an arched handstand. And the transition at the base coming from Rossilier. Catch transitioned around. So they've recovered nicely here, the USA, after an awkward early moment. That's lovely. Catch again into the log roll. It's a common sequence that gymnasts like to use. Some nice creative moments of choreography being demonstrated by Davis and Rossilier. Need to go for something big here. Big breath out. And a good landing. Davis showing her agility. Rossilier showing her strength. And the pair of them demonstrating partnership. That is the first routine. It's from the USA. Emily Davis, Aubrey Rossilier. In this combined routine that has elements of balance and dynamism. And that's the challenge for these gymnasts, is how to keep your control, to go from massive moments of flight and then into those balances which have to be held and maintained. They're such contrasting routines in terms of the things that the judges are looking for in the different elements. Underpinning all of them, of course, is control.
If the qualifications would have been a final, they would have had a medal, a bronze medal. But we start from zero. We start from scratch in this final at the World Games.
So the USA wait for their score. The qualification scores all put to one side.
If you want to see them again, you might want to book a ticket.
Carried over into the final.
For the World Championships in April 2018.
Still to come, the Russian Federation, Belgium and Ukraine.
That's where they want to win a medal.
And then it will be on to the mixed pair competition. Emily Davis on the left, Aubrey Rosilier on the right, or in the middle really.
We are waiting for the first result of this final. United States.
Steadying words here from the coach. What about a nice steadying score from the judges? In it comes, 23.86. The penalty there, the time penalty, 0.9. Crucial for some of those losses of control in the balance elements. For the Russian Federation, Daria Gurieva, Daria Kalinina. They are the reigning world champions. Gurieva the top, Kalinina at the base. They qualified well. 58.9, the highest qualifiers. Their choice of music striking, their control impressive. The straddle lever. What a beautiful transition that is into the one-arm flag. And it works so splendidly with the music too. It is a masterclass of control, the one-arm split handstand, and then such a dexterous and gentle escape. Make full use of the space. Get the height and the catch, absolutely, and effortlessly controlled landing. Over the top, the other side, into the tuck. So much projection, so much emotion. When you watch them, you're torn between wanting to gasp in shock at some of the difficult skills they attempt, and also just wanted to sit there in total silence and respond to the strange sense of calmness that there is when they perform. How you can do the acrobatic things that they do and yet exude such a sense of serenity. Quite something. Challenge laid down by the Russian Federation. They look reasonably confident and happy about that, as well they might. Steadiness in Kalinina's positioning here, matched by Gurieva's agility and balance as well.
Last year they took the title, the world title in China.
And those transitions important when the base gymnast adjusts what they're doing. It demonstrates real control. Not even a step back there. 29.87 for the Russian Federation. They are in first place.
Here is Belgium.
It is the turn of Belgium to go next. At the base, Laura Vandenberg, and the top gymnast, Noémie Lamertin. Just 14 years of age, Lamertin. Control, really working hard for that, moving into this one-arm handstand, split handstand. Trying to prevent any wobbles as they move around here. Transition into the arched handstand. That demonstrates extraordinary strength and control to stand back up from. And a lovely transition too, very creative. Big moment coming up here, and very stable. Likewise, building nicely here, this performance from Belgium. So many different elements to this routine. So many adjustments and changes they have to make. Talk about establishing a relationship with the audience sometimes in gymnastics judging terms, that sense of partnership. There it is. The straddle planche into the straddle lever into the straddle planche. Didn't go according to plan in the escape though. Just had some problems there. Nice finish. It may still be Russia in the driving seat though after this display from Belgium. There's a lot that worked superbly, but were there just one or two moments here and there where things went slightly wrong, just slightly, that could keep the Russian Federation in top spot. Belgium were the second highest qualifiers with 57.63.
In one of those choreographies of Irina Shatrina, the choreographer of the Belgian Federation. Team Belgium with Laura Vandenberg and Noémie.
Moments of real strength and stability.
Belgium won 10 medals.
The control there.
Will this
transition
be number 11?
So effectively.
Let's wait for the results.
And this the finishing moment of the routine. Have they made enough noise to attract the attention of the judges? It's currently the USA on 23.86 in the silver medal position. The Russian Federation 29.87 in the gold.
This is then final before every competition. There's the score.
28.51. Belgium are in the silver medal position at the moment. So it's a guaranteed medal for the Russian Federation and for Belgium. But what for Ukraine? For Veronika Habelok at the top and Irina Nazimova at the base. This is the last pair to go. They need something in excess of 23.86 in order to secure a medal. You can always depend on dramatic work from Ukraine in acrobatic gymnastics. Set for the big release and stable. Once more. Holding that two-arm split handstand, transitioning it into just the one, and moving to one-arm flag. Those little wobbles do get noticed. They weren't overly dominant. Difficult to go straight into the arched handstand from that position. Straddle lever into a ring. Very well controlled here. Such agility from Habelok, flexibility. Thoroughly exciting performance that. Veronika Habelok, Irina Nazimova of Ukraine, the final duo to go in the women's pair competition in the combined routine that connects the dynamic skills with the control of balance elements. How will the judges view it? 29.87 plus would do the job for gold, 28.51 for silver, 23.86 for bronze. You would expect Ukraine to figure in the equation. They were the fourth highest qualifiers, behind the USA with 53.36 to 54.35.
Look how happy they are.
So could this be a close one?
27.930.
It's a 27.93, not quite enough to put pressure on the silver, but it is a bronze for Ukraine. That means, therefore, that the Russian Federation have taken the gold and Belgium the silver. So yet again, the duo of Daria Gurieva and Daria Kalinina, the world champions, are now the World Games champions. Belgium take silver, the Ukraine take bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for the World Games 2017 competition acrobatic gymnastics women pairs will be.
We will have the victory ceremony upon us in not too long at all. Gives us a chance to take in and remember what we've just seen in that very enjoyable women's pair competition. The mixed pair is the next one along. That's the final medal event of this session of gymnastics in the Centennial Hall in Wrocław, Poland. The 10th World Games. Acrobatic gymnastics, as it always does at these kind of occasions, making a wonderful statement about the creativity, the strength, the skill in this sport, and the partnership between the gymnasts. Always such a pleasure to watch. And even when things go wrong, you cannot fail to be impressed by how quickly gymnasts recover from mistakes, put errors behind them. Seen it as well with the trampoline gymnastics too. How tough it can be when something doesn't go in your favour. And yet there's always a good atmosphere at gymnastics competitions. Balance elements combined with the dynamic, making for the combined routine in acrobatic gymnastics. That ability to blend everything as well is very noticeable when a pair or a group, because there are still group competitions for men and women to come, when that's done really well, when the blending between the balance and the dynamic is done in such a thoughtful and stylish way, then the routines themselves just seem to hang together that little bit more. It's often done through a sense of storytelling, a sense of performance, a sense of a narrative journey that the piece goes on. The narrative here in the women's pair event is very much one of Russia dominating. It is an event, indeed a sport, that they do so well in. It was Great Britain who took the gold at Cali in 2013, but Russia had won the golds in Lahti, Akita and Duisburg. So it's a return to form here for the Russian Federation, having had a splendid World Championships last year, where they won everything except for the men's group event, that won by the People's Republic of China. The Acrobatic World Championships were held in Wrocław in 2010. And acrobatic gymnastics once more back in this city. We await the victory ceremony and the presentation of the medals in the women's pair event. And then we'll move on to enjoy the mixed pairs. But also you can see the trampolines remain very firmly ensconced. There'll be more trampoline gymnastics action to come in further days, in the days ahead. And there will also be the DMT, the double mini trampoline. Double mini trampoline will be accompanied by tumbling, of course. Men's and women's individual events in both of those disciplines. If you've liked the view you've had of trampoline gymnastics, well, I think it's safe to say you'll enjoy the double mini trampoline. You can just see it behind the podium there, lurking out. And it has a sloping end as well as a flat bed to it, which makes for some very interesting combinations of skills as the gymnasts make a pass at the apparatus.
Women first. It's now time to begin. Pani panowie, rozpoczynamy ceremonię medalową w gimnastyce akrobatycznej z kategorii dwójki kobiet. Please welcome the medalists. Proszę, powitajmy medalistów.
Let's enjoy the victory ceremony for the acrobatic gymnastics women's pair event here in the World Games of 2017 in the city of Wrocław, Poland. It was an event dominated by those that you expected to dominate. The favourites, the Russian Federation, delivered. They were utterly consistent throughout. The world champions, the World Games champions as well, but some stirring and beautiful routines from other nations, creating a really spectacular final indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing from the organizing committee, the World Games 2017, Mrs.
It was an enjoyable moment for the presentation party as they get to hand out these medals, some of the finest moments of the gymnast careers. The bronze medalists, Veronika Habelok, Irina Nazimova of Ukraine. A score of 27.93. An imaginative, creative, thoroughly memorable routine. It's good enough for bronze at the World Games. At 14 years of age, Naomi Lamertin will give a good run for anyone's money to be one of the youngest winners of a medal here at the World Games. Partnered with Laura Vandenberg, the Belgian duo deservedly take a silver medal. Their routine of 28.51 put them clearly in the silver medal place.
President of the International World Games Association, Mr. Jose Pedurena. The winners of the gold medals, representing the Russian Federation, proszę Państwa, złote medalistki, Rosja.
The gold goes to the Russian Federation. It goes to the unstoppable duo of Daria Gurieva, Daria Kalinina. They are the world champions from 2016. They are the World Games champions of 2017. Where next? Time will tell, but it's certainly an exciting future for this duo. There are the medalists in the women's pair competition in acrobatic gymnastics. And it's now time for the national anthem of the Russian Federation. the medalists in the women's pair competition in acrobatic gymnastics at the World Games of 2017. It's bronze for Ukraine, silver for Belgium, and gold for the Russian Federation. Won by China. Then the Russian Federation won it on 2 occasions, on 3 occasions rather. Then the United States of America in 2009. And the last games in 2013 were won by Great Britain's Dominic Smith and Alice Upcott. So, are we going to have a repeat? Or is there going to be a new name at the top? A new name, a new nation on the Roll of Honour here in acrobatic gymnastics. Acrobatic gymnastics, very exciting. It will be a part of the 2018 Youth Olympic Games. Those games that are taking place in Buenos Aires. And it's evidence of the fluidity of the sporting world, evidence of the number of disciplines coming through, the number of sports coming through that are growing massively in their global exposure and are having increased participation all over the world. Acrobatic gymnastics was really in its very early days the preserve of the Eastern European nations. There were World Championships and World Games tournaments that really massively altered the amount of awareness people had of it as a sport, and consequently a Youth Olympic Games sport for 2018. We are poised to begin. It's the mixed pair final here in Wroclaw 2017. João Martins, Carolina Dias, Portugal will be the first pair to go. Were the second highest qualifiers, Portugal, starting with a real sense of dynamism there. 56.99 was their qualifying score. Strong choreography. Now, how's the control going to be here? Diaz just taking her time to establish the position, goes from the straddle lever into the straddle planche, moving into the handstand, transitioning right the way into the arched handstand. Martins working on that base position. Split handstand, very established. Moving into the planche position. Lots of elements being layered here. They're coming thick and fast. Go back into the arched handstand, and the toes really pointed by Diaz. Made that look so easy. To the wrap back catch, and hiking really nicely round there was Diaz. Striking display indeed from João Martins, Carolina Diaz. The first to go. Portugal won a silver at the World Games of 2013. It was a different pair. What price would you put on these two getting in a similar position? Reminder that they were the second highest qualifiers, just ahead of Belarus. Portugal were very consistent, 28.43 and a 28.56 for balance and dynamic respectively, whereas Belarus were higher up on the balance, 28.76, but lower down on the dynamic, 27.97. So that enabled Portugal to have a little bit of a gap. Will they have any kind of a gap now?
Second place after the qualifications.
It is only 4 to go. Someone misses out. 28.7 the score for Portugal. It's their first to go. They're in first place for now. Representing Great Britain, Lewis Walker and Catherine Williams. Well, technically, Great Britain are the defending champions in this event, but it's with two different gymnasts. Nonetheless, they would love to retain that title. Managed to bring that handstand under control after a little bit of a wobble. And a well-controlled split handstand there. To keep that steady going into the arched handstand. That looked really nice. Nice combination of choreography and complexity. Two things blending together well into a need for a lot of height, and that was certainly gained by Catherine Williams. Building the intensity. Complementary work, doing very different things, but still working with this orthodox and interesting choice of music. Working to bang bang. They're certainly targeting a medal, Great Britain. And they gave a very, very powerful performance there, Lewis Walker and Catherine Williams. Portugal have 28.7. I think they were happy with that. They were very happy with that, Great Britain. That's really what any gymnast wants in a situation like this, is just to know they've gone out there and done everything they possibly could do, done themselves justice in a final. When that routine is done, it's into the hands of the judges for an evaluation. Lovely height on the double layout there from Williams. And a very acute angle in the pike. The score is in for Great Britain. It's 28.81. They've moved into the lead ahead of Portugal, who dropped down into second place. That's a reaction of absolute delight from Catherine Williams. The turn of the world champions, the Russian Federation, Marina Chenova, Georgi Pataraya. The score to beat is 28.81, and the Russian Federation are certainly capable of doing that. They had a 30.64 in qualification for their balance. That was the only score above 30. Couple of adjustment steps by Pataraya, but not enormously noticeable. That was utterly secure. They have that ability to look utterly effortless in doing things like that. The smoothness moving into the wrap back catch. Seamless. The synchronization between them. Lovely extra difficulty moving into the one-arm flag. And more complexity added there by Chernova. They have such steadiness. Transition into a one-arm arched handstand. Oh, what pace there. What pace there, and what a display from Marina Chernova and Georgi Pataraya. There have been already performances that could on any day warrant a gold medal, but what about that one? Occasionally we overuse terms like breathtaking in sport. That really does have that quality. You find yourself really holding your breath in those incredibly complex dynamic elements, and yet having nothing but absolute confidence in them, connecting with everything and landing so smoothly. There's poise, there's elegance. There is surely gold, 30.865 for the Russian Federation. It's a massive score, and it moves Maria Chernova to tears. Marina Chernova, now you know how much of the audience feels. They really did love that here in the Centennial Hall. So, we know then that the Russian Federation and Great Britain have secured medals. Can Belarus have the last word? Presenting Belarus, Volha Melnik, Artur Belyakov. 56.73, their qualification score, had them in third place. You have to say they're in the hunt here. Especially with such clean lines created there. And again, an absolute right angle in the split handstand, moving into the one-arm flag. Looking very sharp at the moment, this duo. Isn't there just a lovely sense of partnership? Into the log roll, transition so nicely. Oh, what a final this has been. What a splendid display of acrobatic gymnastics from all four pairs. Someone is going to be really, really crestfallen to miss out. It's been that good. It's been wonderful. And Belarus have played their part. Whatever the outcome is, they've played their part here. Volha Melnik, Artur Belyakov. They're chasing over 28.7. The moment it's Portugal 28.7, Great Britain above them 28.81, Russian Federation 30.865. Looking pretty unshakable in the gold medal position. Where do Belarus sit in here? 29.26, it's a silver medal for Belarus. I don't think the coach can quite believe herself. They shouldn't be surprised. It was beautiful work at the end. They had to come out there last, they had to perform, they did perform, they take a silver. And the Russian Federation with the gold, 30.865 for Marina Chernova and Georgi Pataraya. The world champions are the World Games champions. Belarus with the silver, Great Britain with the bronze. And a special word in there for Portugal as well, 28.7 in fourth place and missing out. When it's that good, you think, let's just create another colour and give them a medal as well. A joyous standard of competition. It's tough that someone has to miss out, but the Portuguese duo of Martins and Diaz can know that they were defeated by other duos who really, just as they did, brought their very best to this final. This is Great Britain's bronze medal winning routine, Lewis Walker and Catherine Williams. I think that there, the standout moment rather, of the whole routine for the British pair. And the display of Belarus with a 29.26. They improved upon their position in qualification by 1 place. Splendid position in the pike and indeed in the tuck, moving into that wrap back catch from Melnik. Well, it's almost a disservice to them to say the gold was never in doubt, because it almost sounds as though all the Russian Federation have to do is to turn up and they'll win the title. But so good are Chernova and Pataraya that in every competition you just feel that they can win it. And you feel they can maybe get the odd thing here and there not quite right and still walk away with the honours. 3.29 was their difficulty score. That in contrast to the 2.51 difficulty score of Belarus. And the execution for the Russian Federation is the really telling thing, 18.4. And as we then move down, Belarus 17.9, Great Britain 17.15, Portugal 16.9. So the judges really finding precious little to deduct from the routine of Chernova and Pataraya. I would make a bet that you're rather enjoying the gymnastics competition at the World Games so far. It really has been very much so that all events have been of the highest level. The aerobic got things underway along with the rhythmic. The baton has been passed to acrobatic and trampoline tumbling. We have been entertained by China taking the gold in the men's synchro trampoline, and then by Russia securing back-to-back golds in the women's pair and the mixed pair. We are awaiting the victory ceremony for the mixed pair final in acrobatic gymnastics, but hasn't it been the most marvellous session of gymnastics? Brings a smile to your face just thinking about the quality of sport that we've had here at the Centennial Hall in Wroclaw. Wonderful gymnastics disciplines, acrobatic, trampolining. They've taken centre stage here, and the athletes have done such a good job. On those two tiny, unforgiving trampolines on that 12 by 12 metre floor, people held their nerve. World champions defended their crown to make themselves World Games champions as well. And we had those who already had secured the top spot at a World Games doing the same once more. And yet, at the same time, new emerging talent coming through. Yes, the Russian Federation are dominant in the women's pair and the mixed pair, but it's new names on the World Games Roll of Honour. And it's all led to a feeling of great accomplishment for some very terrific athletes deserving of their accolades. And there's still so much more to come in our gymnastics programme. More synchro trampolining, the women's competition of course. More acrobatic gymnastics, the women's and men's groups, and the tumbling and double mini trampoline men's and women's competitions as well. It's now time for the victory ceremony in acrobatic gymnastics mixed pairs event. was a competition with a clear favourite duo, and they lived up to that billing to secure themselves the gold and the second gold of the session for the Russian Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award presenters. First presenters, the bronze medal will be given by bronze medal French Acrobatic Technical Committee member Mrs. Nikolina Kristova.
The final presentation party of this session of gymnastics to hand out the medals in the mixed pair competition. Representing Great Britain, Lewis Walker and Catherine Williams take the bronze medal and secure Great Britain's first medal of these World Games of 2017. She is evidently delighted, almost overwhelmed by the occasion, Catherine Williams.
Silver medalist representing Belarus.
The silver medal goes to Belarus. They really raised their game, and it was already a pretty good game in qualifying to get a score of 29.26 and secure a silver medal. Volha Melnik, Artur Belyakov here at the World Games 2017. It's silver medals being draped around their necks.
The President of the International Gymnastics Federation, Mr. Morinari Watanabe.
Morinari Watanabe, the President of the International Gymnastics Federation, will present the gold medals. Champions keep on winning, it's what they do. The Russian Federation, Marina Chernova, Georgy Pataraya, the world champions from 2016, add a World Games title to their collection. It's a collection that may well just keep on growing. Gold to the Russian Federation in the mixed pair event in acrobatic gymnastics at the World Games of 2017. And once the final moments of the presentation are completed, we'll have the national anthem of the Russian Federation. There we go, that's better.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up in respect of the national anthem of the Russian Federation. Proszę Państwa, powstajmy do hymnu Rosji.
The medalists in the mixed pair event in acrobatic gymnastics at the World Games of 2017. Bronze to Great Britain, silver to Belarus, and gold to the Russian Federation. That brings to a close our session of gymnastics here at the Centennial Hall in Wroclaw, Poland. But there's more to come tomorrow on day 6 of the Games. So do please join us again for more gymnastics.
And I would like to invite you for medal ceremony in bowls after maybe 10 minutes. And I will promise you, I will have something for you. It's been some competition and I have some gifts. Także mam dla was kilka nagród jeszcze. Mam konkurencję przed ceremonią medalową. Mam nadzieję, że rozpoczniemy ją o godzinie 21, więc zapraszam serdecznie Państwa, pozostańcie z nami. And this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the third day of gymnastics here in the Centennial Hall. May we kindly invite you for our show tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. Bye-bye.
Dziękujemy za dziś, proszę Państwa, i zapraszamy jutro na godzinę 15.
Ukraine on the podium. Second place for him. Russia will be on the podium, that's for sure. The European Championships in 2015, and there they won the gold in the junior category. Russia will be on the podium, that's for sure. We have been watching the current world champions for Russia.
A tymczasem na planszy przed Państwem
Silver medal for them. Gold.
Close my eyes and I find a way. No need for me to pray. I've walked so far. I've fought so hard. Nothing more to explain. I know all that we
38.65 with Georgi Pataraya and Marina Chernova, world champions 2000. I have lost the frisbee. Maybe I will shoot somewhere there. Dziewczyny, chcecie? A złapiecie? Spróbujcie. Delikatnie, proszę bardzo. No i brawo! I mamy to. U nas tak codziennie dużo konkurencji.
So China, congratulations, the gold medal. How are you feeling?
Very happy. I'm very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. We very lucky.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So Russia, gold medal. Congratulations. How are you feeling now?
We are very happy. Oh my god. Oh my god. So super, okay, super, okay. Thank you, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So Russia, another gold medal. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Oh, good.
It's good. Good. Very, very good.
No comments. Thank you, Poland and Wrocław.